right, good evening, Tuesday night, good times, bad times. We're back.
Yes.
Hope you guys are having a great summer out there. It's been a crazy hot summer here on Long Island, and wow, what a summer! A lot of entertainment going on. I had a great summer with some good friends working on a project, and I don't want to waste any time. I want to bring him right on. My good friend from 20 years.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Sill.
Yes, Joey Petroni. Always a pleasure to be on the show with you, and always a pleasure to hang with you, my friend.
You were on my very first podcast that I did on my own, and
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I think you had me on so many projects during COVID when nobody was doing anything, and you were able to do stuff from home and write stuff at home, and it was awesome.
We were able to get creative. We were all locked down in COVID, but we still were making movies from Zoom and our phones, and just doing all kinds of creative stuff. It was a blast, man.
Yep.
It's always good. Get the creative juices flowing.
Yep. So we were friends like around 20 years ago, and then you moved to Carolina and continued doing everything you were doing back when we were, and it's like we met up again. And it's like we never stopped or skipped a beat on the entertainment craziness.
Yeah, it was weird because I left in like early 2000s. I went to North Carolina and worked in sports.
Right.
And then was gone for like 16 years. And when I came back, we just kind of reconnected and just picked right back up like nothing ever changed. Like we just looked a lot older, or at least I did.
No,
we still look good.
Nah, man, we're definitely a lot older. But the funny thing is, like a lot of people back then disappeared on us. Like when you came back, and I'm looking at everything you've been doing throughout the years, I'm like, this guy never stopped. I thought I was the only freak that never stopped. Not freak, but the only one that I just kept doing it. And it was nice to see that somebody else was right there with me, as serious too. I mean, you came a long way from when we first met.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep pushing forward and keep working on something, and it's in you. Like I always say, with certain things, it doesn't choose you. You don't choose it. It chooses you. So like when you get that bug, whether it's making films or just doing video work or doing comedy or whatever it is, it's in you, and you'll always find a way to and an outlet for it, one way or the other.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened when I went to North Carolina. I was working in sports. I still was able to connect with the, it was called Charlie Goodnights or Goodnights Comedy Club over there. I connected with those guys,
right,
and those comics and that whole place, and we were doing things. And then, but my heart was always in Long Island. Getting back to Long Island about 3.5 years ago, right before COVID really hit, when I got back. But getting back to New York, it felt like this is home. Being gone for 16 years, I I never felt as comfortable as I feel when I'm home and amongst all of you guys.
As crazy as it sounds when you say 16 years, it's like that 16 years went so damn fast, man.
It's like a blip,
right?
It's weird.
It's like I mean, I guess like when you're good friends and stuff like that, it's like you never skip the beat. It's like you're the same guy from back in the day, but you have a lot more that you've worked on, and you've come a long way. And so that leads me right up to what we did this summer, which is awesome. And I was very, very honored when you contacted me,
yeah, man,
and asked me to be a part of your project that you were working on. You
were definitely one of the first people I had in mind to get involved in this film that we did, this kind of short film called Comic Sans.
Right.
You were always a part of all of my projects. Like even when I first did Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up,
right,
you were one of the first judges. You were one of the first people I called. Yep. You, like Benny Rizzuti.
Yep.
There's like a handful of go-to friends of mine that I always go towards and lean on a little bit. And so when I was writing this script, I already had you in mind. I was like, all right, I know he's going to be perfect to play this part.
Right.
I got to have him in here.
Right.
And you're also one of the first people that when I wrote the script, I sent it to. It was you and Tony.
Oh, wow.
Were the first two Tony Walker was the first two people I sent it to.
Wow.
And then Benny Rizzuti also. So I sent it to three guys right away, and then got their feedback. And all of you guys wrote back that you loved it. And then I was like, all right, I got 3 in a row. It's like hitting the jackpot. So I was like, all right, that gave me the fuel in the tank, so to speak, to go, all right, I'm going to keep pushing with this. I'm going to see, if these 3 guys love it, I know they're my friends, and, but they'll be honest with me. So then I was like, all right, let me keep moving forward with this thing and see what I can make happen. So then I started tightening it up, the script a little bit more, making some changes, and then we started trying to cast it and then making it happen. And it was weird too, because sometimes the stars line up, right? where everything is just happens
Right.
and unfolds. So one of the cool things that was happening at the same time was my nephew, and I mean my little cousin. He's kind of like a nephew, but he's my cousin, and also Tony Walker's son, Zach Walker, was graduating from film school, and he had all these film school
Right.
friends, and
Right.
he had a whole production team that were willing to do this film for free, pro
Right.
bono. Just all I had to do was feed them.
Right.
You know, so to that those type of opportunities don't happen all of the time.
Right. So the stars lined up.
The stars lined up. Without those, I don't even want to call them kids, but without that production team,
Right.
this movie never would have taken off. There's no way I would have been able to do it. I couldn't have afforded to hire an actual team. I can't do it all myself. So those kids were clutch. And Zach and Leslie Cruz, who was the DP on that, Zach co-directed it, and then their whole production team were clutch. And I just want to say thank you to them, big time, because they helped get it off the ground. And then also Tony and Governor's Comedy Club helping to secure the location, get us the club, which is another thing, which is like you don't just get a comedy club.
I never even asked you how that all happened. I just went with the flow. I'm like, this is awesome, man.
That's the magic of Tony Walker, man.
Thank
Sally.
You. Thank you to Sally and Tony
Sally
Walker.
and Tony always come through. When I say Tony, I always mean Tony and Sally. They're a combo platter,
Right.
you know. So, but yeah, I mean, getting them to come and get us the club, and we did 3 full days of shooting at the club, and then we had 2 other days. It was 5 total days of shooting, 3 full days here, and in fact, one night we went really late. And that was the night Eric Kaft was fortunate enough to be part of. We went to 1 morning or so, but that was a really rough one. But yeah, we had the club, and even the final shoot date we did in the Giggle Room, where we had comics performing and things like that, and everybody went up on stage and actually did time. You did some minutes. You had your whole family out as extras.
Yeah.
My family came out as extras as well, and they still talk about your set. They still talk about half set. They loved it. They it was great. Everybody came clutch. Jeff Bosey performed as well, and Nathan Orton came down and performed too.
Yeah.
He's one of the extras. He's a great comic, up and coming guy, city comic. But yeah, so there was a lot of things that just worked out to get this movie made.
It all fell into place, man.
Yeah.
The night you're talking about where we all went on stage and did comedy and stuff. My kids see me walking out of the house, like this. They don't know what the hell they don't really know what. But that night, thanks to you, they got to see the whole thing and why I do what I do and why it's so much fun, and they were part of it, and that's thanks to you and this whole. Nice. Production. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man, it was an honor, dude, having you and your family there. And did any of them get the comedy bug now after seeing it? The behind the scenes
my son, I mess with him once in a while, but believe it or not, he's a little bit on the shy side. But who knows? Maybe one day, I mean, I could write for him. But yeah, they loved it. And my daughter loves comedy. My youngest one, she's 15, Sarah. She always wants to go to Governor's all the time. She wants to go. Was there comedy? Stuff like that. I just start bringing her around.
Yeah. I guess.
So. But I love my character. I wanted to tell you, I love the character that I played. It was awesome, and you're right. It was perfect for my character.
Dude, your character was great. When I was writing it, I was thinking, kind of like Reverend Jim from Taxi.
Okay.
Like that kind of
right.
Oh, okay, like that kind of guy. You get things mixed up
right.
and wrong a little bit, but you still have a heart of gold type
right.
of
you try.
type of character.
The lovable dope.
Yeah. So I loved doing that, and if we do more of these, which so the way this film is made is it's a one and done type of. It could be a short film.
Okay.
That we can get to the film festival circuit. I could try to get investors behind it and see what we could do with it moving forward. But what I really would love to do is make this a series, and then keep going with it.
That'd be
make
awesome.
More episodes,
That'd be
and get
awesome.
more in depth,
Yeah.
and find out more about these characters.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so that would be fun. But yeah.
I was gonna say the production crew that you had here, man. They were like dead on. I mean, I've been around. They were professionals, man. You're saying that you didn't have to pay them and their kids right out of school and all that stuff, but they were like They were awesome, man, with the audio, wiring me up with the audio and the cameras. And I saw some of the video clips. They look really good. I mean, they are professional. I'm not going to say they look professional. They're professional, man. They did a professional job.
They were very professional.
Yeah.
I've worked on other sets before and other things, both in front and behind the camera, and they were, super professional team. You never got the sense that they,
Not
weren't or that we're dealing with a bunch of crazy kids or anything like that.
Nope.
They all took it seriously, and they all love filmmaking. And that's what's great about when you get somebody eager like that, fresh out of school. That they want to A, impress, B, they love filmmaking,
right.
and they're also trying to build their reel also, so they're gonna do something even better. So yeah, the quality is there, and everything looks great, man. Like I said, the movie right now is about 97% done. I still have one more. Like I have a friend of mine from the North Carolina film scene. His name's Jack Harrison. He's a stuntman, producer, films. He's a guy I trust a lot. He's kind of like an associate producer on this thing. And I have him me and him, we call it frame effing in the industry.
Right.
When you go frame by frame and,
right.
you critique everything.
Very tedious.
So we've been going through these sessions of kind of frame effing this thing.
Right.
And we have one more session to go, but it's really tightening it up and really looking good. So.
Looking forward to the final project, man, the world premiere, right?
Yeah.
So we're lucky enough tonight to have two.
Yes.
Not one, but two. We'll start off. We're going to bring on Carrie Kavaris, who is here with us tonight.
Kravitz.
What did I say her name wrong?
I don't know.
Kavaris? Carrie?
Yes, sir.
Melanie, a.k.a. Melanie.
Melanie?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being on tonight.
Okay, nice to have me here.
Did I say your name wrong?
You did!
I'm sorry.
Hey,
Well,
I apologize.
crab ass, that's what you should call me.
When Carrie signed on to do the
I'm the
film-
lovable dope. Don't forget. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm Jim.
You know what?
I'm Jim from Taxi.
You're not Jim. I do love that thing that's hanging off your face, because I asked you if you were married, but I did meet your wife, yes. And I would love for my husband to have that, so I could grab it and just pull him around the house. Like, did you see what you didn't do? See these? These are dishes. See this? This is the laundry, pal.
a little handle.
Yes.
A little honey to do.
Yeah.
That hurts, doesn't it, when someone
Yes.
yanks?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
If it gets caught in like a fan or something, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So, but Carrie, I watched some of the clips, and my God, incredible. What I've seen, and we're going to show it in a few minutes. It's awesome.
I had fun. I mean, it was like a goof. I walked in one day, you guys were doing your show here, and I said, you're doing a movie and I'm not in it? So it was a joke.
That's all I needed to hear.
And then he goes, I'll write a part for you tomorrow. I thought you were kidding.
Once you showed a little bit of interest, I was like, I told Tony Walker, I was like, if Carrie says yes, we'll write a part for her. And then as soon as you confirmed and said yes, me and Tony wrote a part for you. Tony kind of captured your voice and your essence, and then I kind of worked you into a scene that helped. Like, I didn't just want to force fit you in, but the scene you're in helps the movie out. It actually works. It's like I meant to do it. It was great.
It was meant.
It was meant to be.
So I had fun, because every time, like, I get a charge out of making you laugh, or making the crew laugh. So there were so many scenes that I would come in with a completely different script, like different wording, different.
Oh my God.
The whole thing was like off the cuff half the time. It was fun.
It was very fun, and yeah, you were cracking me up. Like in the scenes, I'm trying so hard to keep a straight face. It's not even funny. Like, there was one part I completely lost it.
Yeah, you couldn't get it together.
I couldn't get it.
But my favorite was when I slapped the shit out of you.
Oh yeah.
The first slap.
How many takes did that take?
2 or 3. I got this. So I go up, am I hurting you? And you go, no, I'm fine, And then the second one, I came in harder. I'm like, I gotta be able to.
Well, the first one took me
Get this
completely off guard. I think that's the one that we use, because my face and everything was completely off guard.
Yeah, you were off guard.
Yeah, it was great. That was
Yeah.
great.
There was a couple of things that I caught you off guard, but I don't remember.
Oh, man.
Some of the weird sayings I say, like ass bag or ball liquor.
Yeah.
I have like weird,
I'm gonna put them all of the outtakes. I think in the credits, like have them all just you just insulting me throughout the whole thing. It's so great.
You fat meat bag, I called you.
That definitely that one makes the cut. That made the cut.
That made the cut. The
Fat
meat bag. Meat bag.
So you're real natural at that character, and I got to tell you, Don, it was perfect. A perfect character. Carrie.
Oh, she was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Yeah, when you see the movie,
A real natural.
Oh man, have you now? You've done acting before. This was like you've been in a lot of projects.
I have, but my husband won't let me show those.
Those are in the
That's
private
some of
vault.
my best work. No, actually, I have, but nothing like I one scene I did with Kevin James. That was my first like big break. No, but no, I never really got to do like a full length or anything. So nobody's really gonna know unless I get discovered now the talents that I really have.
There you go. I think. Yeah, I think you're great. I think you're obviously a natural, and
I would have been great 30 years ago when I got my pilot in Hollywood, but it didn't happen because the Twin Towers came down, and then they Fox held that pilot for 3 or 4 months, and we thought we were in. Me and this comedian named Vince Morris, we were doing a modern day Odd Couple, and I was Oscar, and he was Felix, and it was so great, and we thought we were in. And that would have been great if I would have had done it then, because I could remember all my lines. Now it's like, I'm 90. It's like, what's my next line?
But really, so you had a project like that going on, and then 9/11 ruined it for you?
Yeah.
Those fucking terrorists.
Every time something good happens for me, a major disaster happens. It's just, I don't know. I guess it's God saying, no, it's not going to happen. I don't know. It's weird, right?
Yeah. What else happened? Anything happened before, like, did COVID ruin anything for you?
Yeah, COVID. I had just finished shooting my special for Crackle,
right,
and
the
I was going to
Crackle
start, pushing the Crackle and going on the road, and
And then all of a sudden we're all in a pandemic.
9/11 happens, and not
shut
9/11. COVID happens just as bad as 9/11, and all my dates got pulled.
Wow.
And I do a lot of bridal showers. So they're like, oh, we moved our date. They kept moving their date. I'm like, how many times am I going to pencil this girl's bridal shower off? I don't even want to do it anymore. Like, whatever. But finally, we're back. We're back.
Yes. And hopefully
now no one
happens.
cares if they get COVID. Yeah. Now people are like, listen, you're not locking me in again. I don't care if I get monkeypox or whatever.
We're over it.
Chickenpox, monkeypox.
We're over it. We're like, all right, I'll handle it. I'll handle it if I get
People
sick.
couldn't handle. Listen, that was horrible.
It was horrible.
Being trapped with your family. Being trapped with your family. being forced to get to really know these people. Because I didn't really know them till, like, I didn't know my kids couldn't put a puzzle together. It's like one of these things to do. Like, I do puzzles all day. I'm actually doing one right now.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm serious. You think I'm kidding? And I watched my son and daughter. They were baffled. Look at my puzzle. You see? I'm doing a puzzle. Can you all see that?
Nice.
I do these all day long. But
those are good for your brain.
And I'm looking at my son. I'm like, the outside first. Let's try to get the outside.
Everybody knows you do the frame first.
Let's do the outside first. And they're like, we're bored. I'm like, you know what? Just get lost. Go in your room and play your Night Fort or Fortnite or whatever the hell those stupid games you're playing. Weirdo.
Did you go through the making your own bread phase? I know a lot of people were like making their own bread during the pandemic for some reason. That was a thing. Yeah, right. Everybody was baking bread.
Yeah, you couldn't get yeast on Long Island. It was like a drug deal.
Right.
I was
yeast and toilet paper.
I was calling up like Stop and Shop. I'm like, hi, do you guys have yeast? And they're like, what? They thought it was like some stupid, like is your refrigerator running? Oh, like. And they're like, I'm like, can you go check? I'm not coming out and risking my life if you don't have it. And then, whatever.
Those were crazy times to think about. We literally thought going to the grocery store was risking our life.
Yes.
I didn't. I didn't.
The craziest thing for me was I was walking out with 2 cases of water, and I got stopped by a security guard. You're only supposed to buy one case of water.
Oh
during
yeah,
that
I
time.
remember that too.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. You know, he grabbed me by my arm and whoa.
Okay, so you want to hear the weirdest story? I guess it's like I had a premonition. So I'm scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. So I see this girl, and she's selling toilet paper, and she's selling the 6-pack for like $5, like whatever 6,
Rolls.
right? So she's a couponer, right? So she had about, I don't know if she goes, I coupon and I get them for like nothing, and then I sell them for like next to nothing. So I pull up to her truck, and I don't know, she had like 40 cases of toilet paper. This is before COVID now.
Oh, wow.
So she knew something.
I don't know. She was
ticked off.
So I meet her in the parking lot of Target. Now, I don't know if they were stolen. I don't think they were stolen. She was like, "Look, I do coupons," and she's showing me. And couponers are really like sick
Oh, yeah,
people.
they stock
They will go to 10 different grocery stores. They have double coupon days. They will get one item for $1 or 50 cents, and it's bizarre. Like you see
It's a
carts and carts.
sickness.
But it's like it's almost
It's a
like
challenge.
a scratch off
Right.
person.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have these people have money too, and this is like
It's a fun thing to do, I
Right.
guess, for them. Anyway, she goes, and I have Tide too, if you want Tide. So I was like, all right,
I'll throw in a Tide.
how many toilet paper things do you have? And she goes, I got about 25 in my car. I go, I'll take them all. They were like $5 each.
Wow, yeah. There you go. You hit the
So
jackpot.
for $100, I got, and there was six 4-packs in each one, or 8 4-packs in each. So $5 was like nothing.
Yeah. Wow.
So that I buy them. I stuff my minivan. I go home and my husband's like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I go, they were $5. He goes, I don't even want to know, but there's something wrong with you. And I go, okay.
Not really,
Now,
I guess.
now I'm going around and I bring toilet paper to my brother. I go, here, he goes, I don't need it. I go, just take it. I got bored. I got like 50 rolls. I have nowhere to put it. Give my sister toilet paper. So now COVID hits and there's no toilet paper. And I looked at my husband. I go,
now.
you put your finger on any one of those toilet papers, you are dead.
Those
Find
are
your
yours.
shirts because you told me what was wrong with me. Now we got toilet paper. No one else does.
Right.
wow.
Yeah.
So I had like
There you go. You're ahead of the curve.
I was ahead
Yeah.
of the curve.
You got
a
to
TP.
It's like you bought Apple stock in like,
Yeah,
you were tipped. You were tipped off.
in like the
Please don't
60s.
even. I had, yeah, right. I can't. So yeah, so I don't know how we got on this toilet paper thing, but
Well, I just hope on the launch of our movie here, Comic Sans, that we don't have any tragedies, that nothing bad happens.
nothing will
we gotta
bad
pray.
will
We
happen.
gotta
You
pray.
Yeah,
can't.
Don
think-
didn't know
you
about
can't
this
think-
badness that happens when you're around. First 9/11, then
Oh yeah,
COVID.
no,
Now it's a
it
little
won't.
worried.
I'll tell you why it won't, because you won't think it will, and then it won't.
Right, there you go.
If you keep thinking it will, it will.
Right,
You'll
exactly. You got
manifest it.
yes.
So no,
we
you got to
gotta-
think that it's already on.
the laws of attraction, positive vibes.
Correct, correct.
Very
Right.
cool.
So, when you were approached, when Don approached you, I mean, how did that happen?
Don didn't approach me.
He didn't approach
okay,
you.
No,
How'd this
he
happen?
didn't have the balls.
He asked somebody to ask
I
you.
did email you and Facebook you, and then you
Was
didn't
that you?
Yeah, you didn't respond. So then I asked Tony if he had your information, and Tony did.
I don't
all
remember
all
getting any emails from you or anything. I remember walking by. I came in, of course, big mouth. I'm yelling and cutting into your show. And then I find out the girl, Sherry, was here.
Sherry Poland. Yeah.
And she's talking about the movie. And I go, wait a minute. She's in the movie and I'm not. No. But she's younger, whatever, taller, longer legs, whatever. I get it. So anyway, I go, why am I not in the movie? So whatever. Then I weaseled my way into this movie and you send me the script and you're like, you didn't tell me what part I was. So I started reading it and I'm like, obviously I'm this one. The nasty one. I mean, it was so obvious. The name Melanie, though.
Well, you know why I looked up popular names for Greek women.
Melanie's not one of them.
That's what it said when my search.
You should ask me. I'm Greek.
I know. That's why I made the character. I said, all right, I'm going to be clever here.
Melanie is not
No?
Eleni or I don't know, Carrie. No. No, Carrie's not really a Greek name. So there's so many names: Kula, Tula, Kiki.
Kiki, really?
Kiki.
I thought that was More of urban. Hey,
Oh.
Kiki.
Kiki.
Hawaiian.
So when you saw the script, what did you think of the script right off the bat? I mean,
I only read my part. No, I liked it because I first of all, I love stand-up. So I'm anything with stand-up involved. I mean, there's nothing more thrilling to me than a stand-up comedy. You could be a movie star, you could be this, but there's nothing better than live entertaining a whole crowd of people.
Right.
There's nothing better than that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, the paycheck sucks on that, but unless you're Maniscalco. But the biggest thrill, that's why no comic that makes it can ever leave it.
Right. Yeah.
Look at Jay Leno; he's still going
Still
on.
doing it.
So Jerry Seinfeld still goes on, and whatever. These guys can't leave it. Chris Rock doesn't need to ever perform again,
Yep.
does he? Really?
No, none of those
None
guys
of them
at
do.
that- when they're millionaires, they don't need to do it again.
but they do because there's something
love it.
about it that you can never let it go. Like it's to me. I don't know anybody else.
That's when you know it's a true heart of a stand-up comic. Like look at a George Carlin. That guy did stand-up all the way to the end.
Right. But you do want the other cash too. You do want to land a show and stay on that show so you can pay your bills. But it's not the same thrill as a stand-up set on a Friday night or a Saturday night at this room. And this governor's room is like rumbles when you kill it, you know?
Yeah.
yeah. So I real quick, I saw you at Westbury, my wife, and my wife was crying when you were on stage. That's how much she was laughing. You made her cry.
I was like, Westbury, what, Costco?
We were at Westbury
Music Fair.
Music Fair, right?
Yeah, that was a thrill. So, everyone's got this thing where they're like, oh, I want to perform at Westbury Music Fair. Because it's your thing. It's Long Island. It's your theater. There's so many theaters on Long Island, but that's the one you really want to do. And for the first time I did it, I was like, oh, my God. I'm at Westbury Music Fair.
And you were awesome,
It
man.
was
that
wild. It was like everybody was
erupting.
around you,
There's a circle.
I don't think I even care about Madison Square Garden. Like people go, because my friend Lynn Koplitz she opened for Louis C.K. at Madison Square.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
And that place was packed,
Right.
right? I don't know if I would have gotten the same feeling that I got on Westbury Music Fair.
I think it's more
Intimate.
Close. Yeah.
It's it's like your home. Like I can't explain it.
Because people love it. Like the audience loves it. I saw George Carlin there, and it's like if I saw him in Madison Square Garden, it wouldn't have been the same thing. So they're so appreciative to see you there.
Yeah. But it's weird that they're behind. Some of them are behind you. And I actually made a comment. I said, sir, you're staring at my ass the whole time. I feel really bad. Because when you usually, years and years and years ago, I saw Rosie O'Donnell there. And the stage was actually twirling.
It was
Rotates.
twirling when
Yeah.
George was on too.
Yeah. So
It doesn't twirl anymore.
It does, but I guess whoever I was opening for wasn't.
They were off that night.
No, they didn't sell out. So when it doesn't sell out, they'll curtain it,
Gotcha.
and it'll be like a regular, half a dome,
Yeah.
right? Whatever, half a circle, and it was cool.
It was awesome.
It was cool, yeah. And then afterwards, people come up to you like, "Oh my God, it was great."
Awesome. Yeah. We got a picture with you that night. My wife and she was like, "You know her?" I'm like, I used to go up to Fingers at Jones Beach. She'd be there before a concert, and my wife would go to the bathroom. Do me a favor, just pretend you know Joey Petroni, please. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when she comes back from the bathroom,
So
she's
impressed.
like, Joey. Guy doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. But
It's weird when people say that, like, 'cause I met somebody at Jake's 58.
Right.
And, I was like, yeah, I do stand up, whatever. I don't really tell people I'm a stand up, especially when I'm gambling, like a degenerate. But, he just kept pressuring me. I go, I'm a stand up comic, whatever. And, do you have a card? I don't really have cards, but this particular day I had one of my business cards, and there's no phone number. It's just my social media crap. So he then finds me again at Jake's. I'm there a lot. Wow. And he goes, I told my kid, and she was like, you don't know her. And then I told my neighbor, and she was like, I know her. It's like, you don't know her. It's like, yeah, I do. She's a degenerate gambler. She plays the fireball game at Jake's every week. But so it's weird when people say that because I don't see myself like that, obviously.
That night you were a total celebrity. I mean, I'm sure every night you go out and do stand up, but from my point of view that night, it was like, wow. Yes, I do know her. Her name's Carrie.
Oh, that's awesome.
But she don't know me.
I just don't. I don't see it like that. I don't see myself like that.
Yeah.
I just see myself as a regular person, right? So when people say that, I find it weird. Like,
if we're gonna be honest, we got to move on real quick. But I'm a little nervous around Carrie.
come on.
Carrie, that's how good your character is, man. You gotta
So
funny.
stupid.
You get a little intimidated.
a little, yeah, man. Like, no, I not
You watched-
not a
you've
comedian.
So
No,
you've seen the edited.
I seen it. Yeah, we're gonna watch a clip, right? You want to?
Oh yeah, we can watch the clip now. Of this.
But
Let's
one
see.
last question I just wanted to ask: if this moves on, right, it becomes a series, is this something you'll pursue? Comic?
Well, let me see my schedule. Yeah.
You're into it.
Of course I'm into it.
We're all into it.
First of all, I'm into it because I like the people.
Right.
I mean, I love Eric. He's my neighbor.
Right.
He's great.
Don, I just met, but I love Don.
Yes, I
you,
love
of
you.
course, I love you because
Thank
you
you.
just said you knew me. You know, and all the people that you guys were talking about before, that those kids,
Right.
those kids,
Oh, awesome.
kids today are different than we were. You know, they're not like we were like fuck ups. We were like, wait, we want to go drink. Like, you know, we want to drive and go drink it. Like that's what our big thing. These kids are nerds. They,
Yeah.
Like my son,
Yeah.
like I see him, he's like like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
nothing like us.
No.
God,
Not at all.
They were great. They were so professional. It was like I was on every set that I've ever been on.
Right.
Yeah,
They were real
they're
professional
real
kids.
solid.
And you know, Tony Walker's son, adorable.
Yeah,
Adorable
good-looking
kid.
kid.
Looks nothing like Tony. Had his shit together. It was awesome.
And Sally, your son, right? It was here.
Oh,
Yeah, Sam.
Did I meet Sam?
Tall, blondish, red-haired kid. He was holding
on
the boom.
Yeah.
No, that day there was maybe.
I don't know
Yeah.
if
on
Sam
one of
was
the
on.
days.
The bathroom
and-
scene. I think he was holding the boom for.
It was a
don't know
black
if he
boy.
was-
It was a black boy holding the
Yeah,
boom.
it wasn't. He wasn't. I don't know if he was on either shoot with Carrie when the 2 days.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think both
He's
days.
tall, and
Yeah.
is he adopted?
Yeah.
He's a good kid. Yeah, and
I'm sure.
it was great. Yeah,
They were
Also,
all great kids.
Want to give a shout to the rest of the cast too that were there. Your good buddy Jeff Bosey,
Yes.
Joey Petroni, obviously, Andy Plajanos, who came in clutch as the janitor plumber type of character in this thing. He was really good, and then also Austin Brooks, a young up and coming comic who, I get a kick out of him, so I was like, I have to cast this kid as this role, and then Shari Poland. I think that's everybody.
I think
You know what's
cast is
funny when
awesome.
you were talking about the last scene that you guys
Joey
did
Cola.
that I
Joey
couldn't-
Cola.
that I couldn't make. But you go, Eric Haft. Everybody called me the next day, and then you go, who else was? It was Eric Haft doing stand up. Who else did stand up? You did.
I did stand-up.
So everybody called you, but then you said Jeff Bosey, but nobody called you for Jeff.
Yeah.
Nobody called you the next day for Jeff. I love Bosey. Bosey, if you're watching, which you probably are, you know I love you.
Yeah,
Jeff is awesome.
Jeff's great. He Bosey's a great guy.
I'll tell you what
and,
Bosey did. Can I do a quick Bosey story?
Sure, we'd love
So
that.
Mike Keegan was dying of pneumonia, COVID, right? And he went to the hospital, and they were like, "Nah, you go home, you'll be fine." The guy's like, "I can't breathe.
remember
I'm
when he went through that.
600 pounds." The best thing they could have done was send their kid home, because he would have been vented.
Yeah, then who knows?
would have been over.
It would have been over for him.
So he goes home and he's dying, and I call Mike and I go, you need vitamin D right away, tons of it, tons of D, tons of C, tons of the. So I go, Bosey, can you go? You live right there. Can you go get it for him? And Bosey went, got out when nobody was going out,
Yeah.
and he did that for Mike Keegan.
I remember he called me.
And I
He's
go
a
to
good
him.
guy.
He paid for it, and I go, "I'll give you the money when I see you." I never gave him the money. I always say that to people, especially guys. I'm like, "I'll give you the money. Don't worry about it."
Right.
And then I never give it to him. Like my husband, I always say that I'll give you the money, and he never gets. My husband never gets the money.
Right.
So and he did it. He's just such a good soul. He's a
Yeah.
great kid.
He called
even
me
though
up
I
when he
kid
was
him.
doing it. As he was doing it, he called me and he's like, "Can you believe this? She's got me running out getting vitamins."
Oh, he told you
I got the call when he was out doing it.
I
That's
would
so
have done it, but I live in Yaphank.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "What are you doing, Bosey?" He's like, "I'm out at the store. I get vitamins."
Well, you guys saved him, so.
Yeah, he saved
listen,
Mike Keegan's life. I hope Mike Keegan.
I would have done it, but I live so far.
No, I know. I was just kidding. He did call me, but I forget what the. He
And plus, I didn't want to get COVID.
Yeah, no, let
He
him
left
get
it in his mailbox.
Let him get it. You used to do that. Petroni
Yeah,
used
I
to
didn't
do
want to
that.
do. I didn't want to I was like, should I embarrass him or not embarrass him? But you did that. The reason why he got stuck by getting 2 cases of water is,
He used to go out and
you would go out and deliver
stuff
just
to old people.
neighbors, anyone who needed anything. You would just go get
the elderly in my neighborhood.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
That's
the word
so
got
awesome.
out. I hope one neighbor and the word got out.
You know what's weird? Yeah, you know what's
And then they
weird?
call you for everything.
Yeah, I was getting shopping list on my windshield wiper.
But it was weird. Like I remember going to my brother's and making like chicken soup and going to my brother's to give to so he could feed my mother. And he was in a place where he would come out with the mask on. He'd have gloves on and he'd have a bleach bottle and he'd go put it there, put it on the table. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, put it on the table. Because he was so paranoid of my mother getting. He didn't give a shit
Yeah.
if he got it, but he would spray the whole thing. I go, you're gonna poison her of Clorox
Right.
bleach. You
What's
freak.
worse, right? What's
What's
worse?
the matter with you?
Right.
Meanwhile, knock on wood, my mother's been around, never got, knock on wood.
Thank
God.
God.
We're all
There you
good.
go.
So, whatever.
All right. So Don, if you want to set this up, this is an awesome scene. This is
This is number 3, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Is this 3 or the one with just me and Carrie in the bathroom? Yeah.
It's 2.
Do 2?
Yeah.
So it's me.
Okay.
So the scene is basically Carrie plays a character named Melanie, and she's trying to hunt down Billy, who's my character, because she wants to get on the show because Big Mac Reynolds is coming to town, and Big Mac Reynolds, played by the great Eric Haft, is kind of like a Seinfeld, kind of Kevin James kind of
Big
Long
Mac,
Island.
Big Mac, Eric.
Well, the name's
Little
Mac.
Mac Jr., Big Mac Jr. Is there a
When I first wrote it, I was thinking about Kevin James, but then when I wanted to cast it, I was like, what? I don't want the character to be
fat?
this big fat. Yeah, I want him to be more
How many
like
fat guys can be on this?
more like suave. And when I think suave, I think Eric Heff. I
Oh,
had him on my
God.
podcast. Eric Heff was on my podcast, and he gave me some advice about what to get for my fiance, what kind of champagne to get it, what kind of flowers, all this kind of like.
Well, he's gay.
Like yeah, but it was more like
no,
dapper
Eric
man.
is.
It was more like dapper man advice, like you know what I mean. Like so I always kept that in mind, and then I was like, you know what, I want that to be Big Mac because everyone's going to assume when we're talking about Big Mac in the script before, because he doesn't show up till the end. He's like the last character that kind of gets introduced.
They're gonna think he's a big fat black guy.
Yeah, they're going to all be expecting a big fat black guy, perhaps. But then they see this kind of suave dude come walking in, and then his name is Mac Reynolds, and then he gets inherited the name Big Mac because his name's Mac. So then he's this kind of suave, cool character. So that's and Eric Haft. When I remember because I know Sherry Poland was good friends with Eric, so I called her up. I go, "Do you think Eric would do it, man? Do you think he would do this part?" She's like, "I don't know. I'll ask him." So then the ball started rolling. But Eric was the guy I had in mind from the very beginning. Nice. So I'm very psyched that he has got on board with that. But so this scene though is when I'm hiding out from Melanie, and basically she finds me, and she wants to get on the show because having Big Mac Reynolds come back to Long Island after all these years is a big deal, and she wants to be a part of it because we all want to get discovered.
My opportunity, right?
Yeah, right. So here we go. We go
Okay,
back.
we go way back.
Yeah.
Okay, so why can't you get me on the show tonight?
I can't do nothing about it. Look, Melanie, you gotta just relax a little bit.
Grow a pair of balls, asshole, and get me on the show tonight. I don't give a shit what you have to do. I want to be on that show tonight. I told you this. I told you when people come to town that are huge, I want to open for them.
Look, Melanie, calm down, okay? It's called show business, not show friends, okay?
Friends, Billy, you suck. I'm going to tell everybody in the club that you have a little fucking dick. And I'm not, when I say little, I mean fucking little. My nephew has a bigger dick than you, and he's 3. Listen, that is hilarious.
That was great.
Awesome.
It came out great. And the final render, it would look a little cleaner than this right now. So like a little bit blurry, but it's everything on this movie came out so good. I'm just really super proud of it, and you killed it. You really
My
killed
God, how fat is my face? But you know, It's funny. Like every time I had a different thing to say. Like people don't realize that. Like okay, so there's the scene before it says, you told me if I slept with you, that I would get the best spots in the club. That's all in there too. So it wasn't, that I had first-hand knowledge of what your penis looked like. So that's why I used it, and said my nephew who's 3, and he's 3.
That's so great.
That was
my
awesome.
God, so great. Yeah, because the original line, it was just, I'm going to tell everybody you got a little dick. But then you embellished on it and just went, and that's what was killing me. It's so funny, man.
Very,
Very
funny.
Oh, God. And
Yeah,
then
I think the crew got a little. Every crew was like, "Whoa!" What did she just say? A couple of times they were like, "Oh,
yeah, they were like,
oh,
not
God.
ready for it. It was great. That was
You ball
fantastic.
licker." I go, "You're a ball licker," and they just were like,
Oh, my God. It was so great.
We're lucky enough tonight to have another actor from Comic Sans here tonight. And
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm hesitating on your name,
chair.
Mr. Eric Hoff.
the chair.
Eric Haft.
Eric Haft. Let's hear it for Eric Haft. Come on. Big Mac. Eric Haft.
Oh wait, where are you going?
He's coming
Okay,
in.
all right.
I can let Eric say Eric, sit here. I'll go over the couch. You sit here.
No, sit. As long as I can hear you. Can I hear you guys?
All right. Yeah, you should be able to hear us. man.
Talk.
Unless you're deaf.
Oh, wow, this thing.
Right.
What's happening, guys?
Yes, Eric Haft, a.k.a.
Yes.
Big Mac Reynolds, is in the house.
Oh, man, we got wires coming from everywhere. Hold on a second.
Oh, you were gonna get him on
Yeah.
the couch, Eric. You didn't have to come.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
The camera was over
Thanks
there?
for telling
Yeah.
me that after the fact.
Look.
Holy crap, look at my stomach. Why did I get so fat? What's going on? We're talking about fat? Can I hear
Hold on.
myself a little better in these?
You
I don't know if
cans?
you.
No,
Is his
sorry.
mic
Oh,
on?
I got to get closer.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I don't.
Is right here.
No. Which one am I using?
I hear it.
Okay, how are we, guys?
Yes, Eric
What's
Haft,
happening?
ladies and
Once
gentlemen.
again, let's hear it for Big Mac.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Well,
Cast it perfectly, Don.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you
Cast
very
it
much.
perfectly.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
They
a
were
lot of
great.
fun.
They-
Carrie, thanks for taking up the whole fucking hour. It was good. Yeah, we really wanted to hear all those stories that you told us. It was very
I
interesting.
almost got into my Mario Bosco stories, but I didn't. I was getting the.
My mother! Anyway,
So, Eric, how were you approached? How did Don approach you? How did this all happen? How did you first hear about it?
we were on a date together, and he approached me from behind. But that's another story. Well,
That is a true story.
yeah, I think it was Sherry. Sherry mentioned it. Hey, would you be interested in doing this thing? And me being the snob that I am, had to ask like 1,000 questions about how long this is going to take of my precious time.
Yes.
Because I'm a big star, and actually I just don't have a lot of time in my life. I'm
No,
like
time
I
is,
wake up at 5:30, 5:15 every day. I do stuff. I'm working. I got 3 kids. My life's crazy. I do all this crap. So I needed to know, and Don was like, I promise you. It's not. I have a real crew. They're professional. We're gonna get in and out of this thing, and I just it felt right the way he kind of said it, and I knew it wasn't gonna be this whole fake, doing this in my garage. We're gonna move my son's drum set over, and then you're gonna sit on his stool, but it'll be like a bar stool.
Wait, but didn't Ed Ryan do his? What was the Brothers McMullen or whatever in his house?
Oh yeah. The what's his? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it could
look,
be
you
good
could
in
do
your
it,
garage.
but this was supposed to be a movie, a film,
Yeah.
but which is fine. But I'm used to more Shakespearean work, of course. How I do it. Thou is the winter of our discontent, and I said, will there be any Shakespeare? And he said, maybe.
Yes, that's
But
episode 2.
but he also mentioned that he had me in mind, and it was kind of like so whatever. I read the script. As soon as I read it, I said, wow, this it read very well, super fast. I was like, yeah, this is cool. It ties into the world that Carrie and I are in. All of us, we do comedy. It's like our world, and it felt real. Like the words were real, and it was stuff that you'd say and in the real world. So it was well written. So
Thanks,
great
man.
job, great job.
That means a ton, and you guys really came through, and yeah, it was just great. I just can't wait to have the big premiere.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
How we do it at Governor's?
That's what I would love to do. We got to talk to them and and see when we could set that up and make that happen. I think Governors would be the perfect place.
Oh,
to,
definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
Petroni, you were good in that. You were funny.
Thank you.
He had some classic
Thank you.
lines in there, so that's good. There's some good. It was perfect
Well,
casting.
the two of you are total naturals. I mean, you know.
Yeah, thanks.
And it's well, I was gonna say, when you first saw the script, you already said that you loved it, and
Yeah, you just know when you read something and it's like, oh yeah, this works.
Yeah.
You like the scene between the two of us. You know, it was natural.
was awesome,
We
yeah.
didn't have to. I mean, we did 100 takes because it was 1:30 in the morning, and we were like, yeah, maybe the one where we're falling asleep is the best one. You know,
That was the latest we
It was
went, man.
late.
It was
It
a
was
late
late.
night.
that was.
and I still got up at 5:30.
the scene between Don and Eric, right?
Yeah, that scene.
That is such. I mean, we're gonna see it in a minute, but that scene, it was.
Yeah.
You look shot. I mean, you had red eyes because you were up. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it worked for the scene
It was
because I was supposed to look kind of defeated.
Yeah, that's.
So it helped. It definitely helped. But yeah, like I said, when we did the first table read and Eric read, and we already the characters and me and him had kind of this chemistry going where I was like, oh, this is freaking great. This is gonna rock. And then when we brought it, fast forward about a month and a half later, we're actually shooting it. It just went really good, man. And it was tough to edit that scene because we had so many great takes. And I'm like, all right, which one?
Right.
But it was a good problem to have because I've been
right.
the other way where there's no good takes.
You know what I think, though? I think the dialogue, the dialogue between the actors is real dialogue that comedians use. It's like you always fight with people about getting stage time. You always want to open for. So
Yeah.
it was like the scene that you guys did together has been said 1,000 times. I made you who you are, like
Right,
by
yeah,
club
yeah.
owners and.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm the one that stood behind you.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, no, you didn't. You know,
Right.
whatever. You'll see the scene, but that's a real conversation that you've had.
That's why, like when I was writing this, I did stand up. I say like for a cup of coffee. I did it in the late '90s, early 2000s for like a year or so. Obviously, wasn't very good and stopped doing it. But I love the art form of comedy and I respect the art form of comedy. But I see the story of Billy. Not only does it transcend through stand up comedians, but also through, I think, anybody in any field could relate to that when you when you were that guy who's been working this place for years and years and years, and you've seen other people pass you over, get promotions, or make it, or they get another job and they've excelled there, or something like that. People just passing you over. I feel like everybody kind of feels that way at some point. So to put that of my almost like my personal feelings into it, I think also helped kind of carry the story through, and I think was what was relatable,
Yeah.
It's a real scene. That scene is a real. I mean, you feel it. I mean,
By the
You
way,
want me to play it?
well, by
Yeah.
the way, and kudos to Don because he was directing this thing kind of, from behind, as you're acting and like, all right, let me see what it looks like. I have to see what the shot looks like. I don't want to, and the lighting and these I don't want to say kids. They were pros.
Yeah, they were great.
These kids were like, kids. Yeah, they were young, but they had their act together
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and they were serious. I mean, it was 1 a.m. and they were like, no, we got to do it again. We got to do it again.
That's
and,
what I respect the
shortcuts.
most about them is, they didn't want to just say, oh, it's late. All right, we'll just, this is last one. They kept going until they got it right, too.
Yeah.
Like, if she went out of focus, like Leslie Cruz, the DP, if she went out of focus,
She's
she'd be like,
great.
we got to do it again. I went out of focus. And, so she made sure that everything was locked in. So kudos to them again, for that.
all right, so Sally, you got
Yep.
that scene? Mm-hmm. You want to set it up,
The
Don?
first time you
Oh,
took that
oh, sorry.
stage back in the day on that open mic night, you remember that day? Huh? Who's the one that helped you? Who's the one that helped you work on your material, work on your set, give you the confidence to go back up the next day because you're so scared? Remember that?
You think I owe you for that?
Yeah.
For helping me 20 years ago?
Yes. I think you do.
For giving me 5-minute sets on a Wednesday night.
Look, it's those 5-minute sets that all added up. It's those 5-minute sets that help build your voice, build your style, build your career. It's those 5-minute sets that made you Big Mac.
Hey man, I would have been Big Mac regardless. Regardless of those 5-minute sets, which by the way, there was no audience. It was all comics. We were performing for each other on your Wednesday night future fucking stars? Come on. I would have made it either way, Billy, because I worked hard. I networked hard. And because I was funny. Did you help me? Yes. But I don't owe you.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that was some powerful stuff there.
It'll be good. It's gonna be good.
You could feel that right here. You know,
Yeah.
it's wrenching.
It's a strong scene, and
I like it when he goes, "Did you help me?" Yes, but I don't know you.
yeah, that's the shot right there. That's the truth hitting hard because
I don't know you shit.
because it's true. Because everything that Mac says is true, and I think we've kind of all been on both sides of that fence, so to speak, and Billy has because whether it's Melanie trying to get a spot on his show and he says I can't do nothing about it, and then now here he is facing Big Mac and it's the opposite where he's trying to get on Big Mac's show and Big Mac's like I can't help you, and everybody thinks that they're owed something.
Yeah.
Everyone. When people start making it, everyone I'll never forget I was doing an audition for Montreal Comedy Festival back in the day, and I'm not gonna mention the name, but it's a Long Island guy. He showed up to the audition at Stand Up New York, but I had already signed with a manager. Okay. He pulls me to the side. Now I'm trying to get my head together for a show. I'm doing 7 minutes, for Just for Love. And he comes out and he goes, "I can't believe you're doing this to me. I can't believe you actually I go, you had your opportunity to get me in Just for Laughs for so many years and you never did." I go, and this guy comes along. He goes, "I can't believe you just abandoned me." And he just, and all of a sudden the other manager comes out and goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing to her? Can you let her do her audition?" And I felt like I was cheating on my husband. I wasn't even married yet. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they all, and then, you do Montreal and he's there too. And he's like, "I can't believe it. Who are you going to sign with now?" And I was like, it hasn't even happened for me yet. And,
It's tough. Sometimes the higher you get, you climb, the
the
more
hand is out.
Yeah, it gets more and more complex.
It's like weird.
That's the business, man.
I still have one more clip. I don't know when you want to play it, so you just let me know.
Well, I was going to say, and Eric played that part so well. The part you
Thanks.
just...
I appreciate it.
I mean,
Yeah, he's a natural.
a natural.
I was surprised. I thought he was going to suck. But
too.
no, I did. You were really good. I was like,
We'll see. No,
really
it's,
good.
it's hard to watch yourself. It doesn't
it's
matter.
hard to watch.
It is.
It's hard to watch yourself.
It's going to be
you know.
hard when we do have the premiere, though, and then with an audience.
Oh boy,
Judging
of
her.
comics, of a lot of comics in the audience going, I could have done it better.
It's hard to watch yourself unless you're like Michelle Pfeiffer, who's gorgeous
Yeah.
in her heyday.
Trust me, she hates herself too.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
We're all freaking nuts. You got to be crazy to be in this business.
That's correct.
Carrie said it. You can't stop doing it because it's a drug, but the insecurity. You have to be insecure.
Because that's what fuels you. The
Because Big
insecurity
Mac,
helps.
I mean, even Big Mac, there's all that. There are insecurities. It's all in there. It's like at one time, and that's why even the big guys they don't want to give anything up because they're afraid. Oh my God,
He might
what
take
if
my
I give so? Now I become the second. Oh
Right,
come
yeah.
on.
If I bring this guy in, he might outshine me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's true. I've done that. I brought in interns,
Yep.
and then they
They got the job. You know what though? At some point, it changes. Like in the beginning, you've got into. I've at some point it's like I don't care. Good. I hope he does make it.
Yeah.
Go.
Exactly.
Carrie is, I have to say, and it's off the subject of this whole, the movie, but she has given more opportunities to comics, I think, than probably any comic I know.
Wow.
She's
Awesome.
she gave me my first opportunities, put me on real shows, dragged me along with her to places that I didn't know where the hell I was going in the middle of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning. They're crazy.
Private parties in people's living rooms.
Yeah, it's like we've done that. Rich Walker. These guys that when you're starting out. But she is like one of those people that doesn't care. She wants you to make it. She's
Right,
like,
yeah.
go. Let's
Those are the
It's-
people that are really important too.
but she
the
gets
givers and the takers.
Yes. But people hate that because she'll drag somebody along and give this guy 5 minutes. He's great. You're gonna love him. I'm like, but Carrie, the show we're running, I don't care. Give him my 5 minutes.
And I've been like this my whole comedy career from day one, right? George Gallo, you guys know him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I bring him up to Yonkers at Shooting Stars Ground, and all the club owners there were mobsters. They were all like Tony and Fast Eddie, and they were like all connected, right? You could just tell, right? So I go, you got to give this guy, he's hilarious. You got to give. Now this is a Bronx crowd, and all of a sudden he goes, "What guy are you talking about?" I go, "This guy that I brought. Please, Tony, give him a spot." He goes, "You mean the guy outside talking to the parking meter?" I go, yes! I go, he knows you're watching him. That's why he's talking to the parking meter. And I go, Gallo, are you trying to sabotage this whole thing, you stupid idiot? I go, stop doing, like he would do stuff on purpose. He goes, the guy outside talking to parking meter. I go, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, that's the guy you want me to put on my stage? I go, Tony, please trust me.
That's a great story. I might write that in the next episode.
It's true.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we have a final clip.
Cool.
It's well, Eric, I want to ask you real quick. This
Yes.
might be picked up as a series. Don was saying you'd be interested, obviously.
Yeah, I'm busy, very busy. So it's hard to say exactly.
I told my agent.
Depends on if Dairy Queen is open. No.
So you'll stick with it. We have 2 thumbs up, right?
Of course,
awesome.
I'd love
Good.
to.
Awesome. 'Cause
It's great. I
We have
love
to speak to our man. We're represented by the same agent.
George Gallo represents.
George
He
Gallo's
handles
awesome.
all of our
We have
stuff.
to call our agent.
No, you know what it is? He's a great writer. Don,
Yes.
I think that's
Very, very-
We're all shocked.
It all comes.
creative.
I just saw something, and Woody Allen. If you read his book, and it ties into Woody Allen, will tell you it's always the words on the paper. That's what drives everything.
Right.
If you have a great script, everything flows from there. If you got shit, then it's garbage. Garbage in, garbage out.
Right,
But
right.
it seems obvious, but there are so many like comedies and it's just garbage.
Who said this?
Woody Allen.
Oh.
I mean, the guy's written how many movies?
Yeah,
I mean,
Who's Woody Allen?
I
The guy
couldn't
who-
agree with you more on that.
That's
The
awesome.
whole
So-
script is awesome. Writer, producer, director, a man of many talents. Don.
Thanks.
Actor.
Oh yeah, actor. He kicked
Food
ass. That
critic.
scene with you is awesome. So we do have a final scene. This one here is Don. You want to set this up? I'll ask you quick.
This is basically, I think this is Carrie's introduction, right? This is when Carrie first shows up. So we're all at the bar talking, and all of a sudden we find out that Melanie's headed to the bar, and I have to get out because I'm trying to run away from her.
You're trying to hide.
Yeah, but you're in this scene. Bosie's in
Jeff?
the scene, and I think is Tony in this one. I forget, but I
No.
think it might just be the
I think 3 of us. I think
Yeah,
it's Jeff
okay.
Bossy.
Yeah,
Joey
me, you,
Petroni,
and
and Don
Bosie,
Silva.
and then
3 of us.
Carrie. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa! Melanie just pulled up. Wow. Well, okay. Well, that's my cue, boys. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later because I don't have time for her today.
Tootsie. I do like Tootsie though. Tootsie I can watch it.
He's working. Where is he?
I don't know where he is.
Listen to me, Tinkerbell. Where is he?
I don't know where he is.
I'm gonna cut off your balls. I want to know where he is. Where is he?
He went that way.
Thanks.
She's so fucking.
You're in fucking big trouble.
She fucking hates me. She's so fucking.
Don't take it personal, man.
She doesn't like me.
She likes you. She's like that with everybody.
She makes fun of me all the time. She always likes it.
It has nothing. She likes
She
you.
has a vendetta
If she's
against
making fun of you, that means she likes you.
Advice has been duly noted. Funny, that means she likes you.
It's kind of true.
That line, because you just ad-libbed that line.
I did.
And when I was editing it, originally that was where I would cut as soon as she storms off.
Right.
But I was like, I got to let that breathe.
Oh, thank you,
That's funny because it goes right, and it's also helps with her character too.
Right.
How long do you expect the whole thing? About a half hour?
It's about 30 right now with the credits and everything. It's like 34 minutes total from beginning to the end of the credits.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's about 30 minutes of actual video, of actual movie. I tried to cut it down more, but I think for now, because sometimes
half hours. That's a good number.
Half hour is good. Some of the film festivals they want 20, but I don't think I could cut out 10 minutes. That'd be like
Yeah, it's a lot.
That'd
10
be a
minutes.
lot.
Oh shit! Here she comes.
watching on delay.
Oh yeah.
So there's And that was another thing too. Those outfits that I got.
It reminds me of Dangerfields.
Yeah,
the Dangerfields red vest
the red
forever.
vest.
The red jacket, the red vest.
That might have been what was in my head when I was like, because I had this vision of them both wearing red vests with the bow ties, and that's what we went with. I remember you were making fun of them. Somebody else was making fun of you guys with the outfits. I think maybe it was Carla Okerson.
It jumps out though. The red pops.
Yeah,
it pops
like,
on the
and
screen.
It blends, yeah.
What's weird is that Bozy didn't even have to. He had one already.
That's so funny.
He was out to dinner with his wife.
So
is the show? What is this? 1 hour show you do?
This is one. Yeah, this is a 1 hour show.
Oh, okay.
So
right now.
Are we over?
We're a minute over.
Officially over.
Sally's going to kick us out. So Don couldn't cast it any better to have you play Big Mac and you play Melanie and Jeff and everybody. Every character you picked was like perfect.
Everybody.
It really is perfect.
So great.
And yourself. I mean, I mean seriously. So I'm looking forward to it. The premiere we're going to hopefully have soon, right? You said it's almost ready.
Yeah, it's almost ready, and we'll have hopefully get the premiere going. I'd like to get the premiere around October.
Okay.
As long as no disasters happen by then.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Carrie.
Yeah,
thanks, Carrie.
Thanks for throwing that out into the world.
But yeah, and
it's like that old joke. Remember the old joke of the Jewish guy laying on his deathbed and he's talking to his wife. You were there for me. You were there when I got cancer. You were there when I had a heart attack. You were there when I fell down the steps, Sadie. You were there. You know what? You're a fucking jinx.
True. No, but I'm serious. Like, you shouldn't have put me in it.
no, I'm glad.
Look, I did Kevin's show, and then it got canceled.
Oh God!
Yeah.
All right. Well,
now this one's
Don's
gonna
have diarrhea just thinking about this stuff right
No,
now.
this is gonna be good.
No, this is
but I have a question. When did you say it was coming out?
It's could be. It's pretty much ready now. I want to get the premiere. I'm hoping in October or so. I still got to work it out. I got to see if we can get the club premiere it here, and then set that all up. Once we get that set in motion, the movie's pretty much done.
Good, and then send it to all the film festivals.
Yeah, that's the next. That's what I want to do. The film festivals, and also want to see if we can get investors, and see what we could make happen with this thing. Because, I believe in it. I think a lot of talent in this movie, so I can't wait.
But what's great about this show is that it's a revolving door, like of comics. You could just bring comics in every week, saying different stand-ups.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And the better, the bigger the show gets, the bigger the comics.
Yeah, have all kinds of
cameos. Jim Gaffigan's walking.
Yeah,
yeah.
Hey, it could happen.
It could definitely happen.
good actor.
Yeah,
he's a good actor.
He is.
It's like was that the
I
Field
love
of Dreams?
that,
You
yeah.
build it, they will come.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right. So I want to thank Eric,
Thank you.
Carrie,
Thank you, Joey.
for coming on my show tonight. I really, really appreciate you coming out.
Who has our checks?
It's right here.
She'll slap you.
And Don, thank you so much for having
you.
me,
Yeah.
putting this whole thing together.
Yeah, man.
You made this whole thing happen, and thank you so much. And
It's an honor,
I'm looking
man.
forward to the future and
Yeah,
doing some
Keep
more,
on doing some stuff, bro.
doing more stuff together.
Thanks for having us, Joey.
Thank you, Eric,
Yes.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
Like,
and thank you,
Sally.
thank you, Sally, for working with me today.
My
Good times, bad times.
Sally.
My
Sally.
pleasure.
Good times, bad times. Thank you. We'll see you
All right.
next time.
Have a